Gefechtsstation.
Chance et bon vin.
Katapultjäger in der Luft.
Good luck and fair seas.
Torpedos direkt voraus! Torpedos voraus!
Concentrate fire on the enemy warship.
Höhenbruch! Wasser dringt schnell ein!
Concentrate fire on the enemy warship.
Concentrez le tir sur le navire.
Problem gelöst! Unterstützt das verbündete Ziel.
Show 'em what we've got, chaps.
Внимание! Поддержите указанный корабль. Аффирматив.
Smoke generator activated. Smoke screen set.
Enemy destroyer detected.
Problem solved, sir.
Destroyer sighted.
team has taken the lead.
Smokescreen set.
battle starts.
Good luck, everyone. 無理だ。
What an idiot.
Action stations.
help, sir. The zipper's on fire.
The enemy team has taken the lead. battle starts.
Good luck and fair seas. Merci.
Ich schulde Ihnen was.
All forces, capture that area.
Roger.
Fordere Unterstützung an.
All stations, proceed and capture that area. All forces, capture that area.
Acknowledged.
Massive storm moving in.
Fighter airborne.
Concentrate fire on that enemy
Enemy
warship.
cruiser detected. Enemy destroyer detected. Enemy battleship sighted. Enemy destroyer sighted.
Fighter returning to ship. Ship is on fire!
Enemy destroyer sighted.
Problem solved, sir. Fighter airborne. Our team has taken the lead.
User joined your channel.
Kyle,
Hello.
what's up?
Your channel was
This is
edited.
what's up.
Yeah, that is today. It's when Tom Hanks and Mike ran up a beach in Northern Ireland.
Yeah.
Or Ireland, I can't remember where they filmed. Mike! Was there a planning operations room for Operation Overlord? Well,
Yeah, I believe so.
What was that called?
I'll have to find out, I can't remember.
Yeah, I think that made me more fitting and cryptic. You know what I'm saying?
Look, that's what Carter said to me today. He's like, Happy D-Day! I'm like, yep. Alright.
But where were the Australians?
They were there.
The Canadians?
So it was the New Zealand, the Kiwis were there, 3 Belgians. So.
So New Zealand were there. Canada was there. India was there.
Yeah, they fought in Normandy.
How
3,000
many-
military
how many-
personnel.
I was hoping it'd be like 100 or so.
3,000. That's not fair.
Yeah, but they're fighting the Japanese as well, weren't
3,000 military personnel, majority of personnel from the Royal Australian Air Force, and a smaller number serving with the Royal Navy and British Army also participated. While the RAF units based in the UK took part in battle, Australians only made up a small portion of the landing Allied force. The Australians who supported D-Day invasion used 2,500 RAF airmen, the Australian squadron of the British Royal Air Force units, and approximately 500 members of the Royal Australian Navy serving on Royal Navy vessels. In the night, the Bomber Command counter-precision attacks.
Bomber Command.
Number 466 Squadron provided 13 aircraft to raid in Merville, Mansfield, Maisie. 14 aircraft number 463 Squadron and 467 Squadron. Royal Australian Air Force did not suffer any losses. Any Australian aircrew posted British units also participated in this attack. 14-20%.
Wait, is June 6th the day it started or the day it proceeded to go?
No, D-Day is, like June 6th is D-Day.
So this morning, paratroopers dropped into it.
Paratroopers, Belfast opened fire, like everything's kicked off in the morning. Everything kicked off.
Well, Belfast, did she open the first volleys or something?
She fired over 1,000 fucking rounds during her time on the shores.
Yeah, but wasn't there some sort of war story about how
Attention, reporting a target's position.
No, I can't remember.
I think of something else.
Operation Dragoon is talked by Butch.
What is Operation Dragoon?
The invasion of southern France on the same day.
Patrick Stewart's dad part of that. He paratrooped in or some shit.
Something like that.
I mean, there's not much Vichy resistance, though, is there?
Well, to be fair to the Germans, it's a bit hard to fucking provide, the Germans, there is a myth that Germany didn't provide air cover, but they did, and there's a few stories of successful attacks on beaches, but there's also, I think, to every Allied aircraft there was, or to every German aircraft there was 32 Allied aircraft.
32?
Yeah, there was 13,000 planes or something.
Shit.
Versus the Germans had about, out of that there was about over 1,500 active fighters on the Allied side, with the Germans having about 300 and something.
So me and Alan are fans, mate. Well, I am fans of it. Me and Alan have shared a bonding experience. You know the trainer from Rocket? We found some Jewish training videos where he's the main character. And they're kind of amusing. One of them's how to present yourself in English.
Oh, I'm sure you've linked it before.
Yeah, but there's a bit in there where there's like, hey, look, that's the general from Kansas. His family fought the Confederacy, and he's making sure that Negroes have the same rights as all people over here. It's fucking funny. They point out he has he was part of the Confederacy and shit. You know.
Mm.
You know, we may do this back home to people, but over here they're nicer.
Torpedoes to port.
Fucking say that.
Here's the most famous picture of D-Day.
Mad Jack.
No, the famous picture of D-Day. Just sums it all up.
The one looking at the beach or...
The soldiers getting out at Omaha. Into the jaws of death.
Oh yeah, set that one there. Oh, there are dead bodies on the floor. In front of them.
Mm-hmm. Pretty terrifying to not see what's, in front of you. Like, there's just like smoke and all covered.
And I see some guys getting off and they go in their waist deep and I turn around to the boat guy. He's gonna drive us up fucking further. Just to be a cunt,
My.
I don't know, anyway, possibly dead, but anyway.
Enemy cruiser sighted.
We sank their battleship.
I'm currently engaged in a fatal threesome with 3 DDs in my Missouri.
My.
And I don't know if they're still.
We've sprung a leak. We're filling up fast.
I want to say I've taken 20 torpedoes and only taken 1.
Problem solved, sir.
I'm going to continue to phone. You know what also comes out today?
Jurassic Park.
Yeah, boy.
My.
Stations, concentrate fire on that target.
Enemy battleship sighted.
Penetration.
Also estimated that in the event of a siege, 4,000 short tons, 3,600 normal tons of food per day, as well as significant amounts of building materials, manpower, and engineering skills required to meet the population of the liberation of Paris if there was actually a battle.
If.
Basically, they all were like, Paris is too important to build pieces, culturally and all that.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons the French just kind of surrounded it.
Yeah, they saw all the battles in Italy and like, fuck, if we carry on,
But
we
they
could
looked
lose.
at fucking Eisenhower also looked at Stalingrad and Leningrad and was like,
Yeah.
a drawn out fucking city battle is not a fucking thing we want to deal with.
And we think the Germans may be good at it now.
It's not even that they'd be good at it, it's even if you completely envelop the city, you're in there for weeks. It's just going to be a meat grinder because the moment, like, as we all know, well, two of us here, but, the moment you get into a log that is like city engagement that isn't decisive, your ability to fucking have a front line kind of disappears. The front line now becomes houses and buildings and areas dotted around the shitty fucking city. The siege of Leningrad lasted 2 fucking years. 500,000 Axis forces, 3 million Russians, 2 million were sick, 3 million dead.
Stalingrad as well.
That's Leningrad.
I reckon like if you walk around the street, you can hear ghosts.
And you probably can't hear ghosts, but
If they exist.
yeah.
Torpedoes to port. Torpedoes to port. Fire.
So they like to finish advanced against Leningrad. And they advanced and took their like pre-war and a wee bit extra winter war objectives, and then just stopped. That was it. It was like, okay.
Well,
Germans are like, please attack from the north. Like,
That's the objective though, isn't it?
nope, we're not fucking doing anything. It's like, come on, damn it. Help us out.
I think at some point you should have a celebratory, yeah, celebratory
There we go.
Hearts of Iron 4 game.
Could do.
Victory is in sight.
You know what they've done on Warships? They had a really good idea. Because nobody really plays the Crucible, they decided it needs radar.
Wait, what's the Crucible?
The Crucible is the other tier 10 Russian destroyer. No one really plays as much. This is a gunboat destroyer, which is alright torps. It can stealth torp. It has good range. Pretty fucking good range. For DD. It has alright torps for DD. It has good. It's as big as a fucking house, so its AA is really good, but they're like, nobody plays and it underperformed. Wait, we add radar. That's a good idea, comrade. Let's not improve the statistics and already make it an interesting ship. Yeah, people have been complaining, it's like, why don't you just increase like the torpedo range slightly or increase the gun range slightly since it's already a gunboat?
What's the gun range? Like 10 or something, maybe?
It's like 10 or 11. Like, why don't you just make the gun range long? Let it fucking be good at its role. Don't just give it the ability to, especially with those legendary upgrades, have a 28-second radar time, which is enough time to contest a 7.6 kilometer radar range. Which is enough to contest the cap. And then why would I have a Z-52, which is the German DD, which is Hydro? Like, that's the Z-52 is good at holding caps because it can It can smoke up if it needs to for a minute, which is the balance, and it can hydro the entire cap pretty much.
What's the range of its radar? 9?
What, the Z-52?
The Russian.
Oh, the Grossovoy is 7.6, which is long enough. So you already outranged the Z. What's that? Let's give radar to fucking everything.
7.6, but like Belfast.
Well, because it's a DD. It's because it's a
yeah.
DD. They're like, we'll give it 7.6, which is already enough to cover most of the cap. It can sit there undetected. It has fucking radar. It sits there then. And the Z-52, which is in the cap, gets spotted. And if it has that legendary shit, it'll have a 28-second reload or 28-second, time, which is definitely more than enough time for, everybody just to shoot the shit out of that person. I don't understand why they do that. It's like
Smoke
adding
and
gimmicks.
radar, or...
Adding gimmicks to ships is not how you fix them. It's kind of dumb. I think it's both. You get smoke and radar. They didn't want to strengthen their torpedo armament since there's quite a few hybrid destroyers in the game. Gearing Z-52 Yu-Yang. Main batteries are excellent. We don't want an upgrade either. The idea was to make those batteries usable against other destroyers. Surveillance radar with tests is somewhat reminiscent of Z-52's hydroacoustic search, but it's like so much bigger. Let's see what else they say. Let's have a look here.
American cruiser thing is gonna be a fucking grind. Ass.
The problem I have is like with the way Wargaming do balancing, is they kind of just go for weird gimmicks and stuff rather than. Like I'm alright with the fucking cruiser having radar, but like there's so much shit in the game now that has a fucking. I mean, you have like an entire DD line that gets radar if you want, just, whatever. You get US cruisers now. There's just radar everywhere. It's just so much fucking cancer. I just like Sega's cats anyway, because pressing that little button on my Belfast is kind of gratifying and also really, really bullshit. Put a bit of smoke screen, and I just fucking radar the DD that's trying to cap.
I must admit,
and then I pop hydro.
A couple of days ago, right? I observed something happen. So I'm in my Cleveland. I'm on the other side of the map, and there was like a Baltimore and a Cleveland chasing a Belfast on the opposite team, and he smoked up. And then one of them radar, and then I don't think the Belfast realised that they had radar, and he was like,
"Oh, he just got niggered."
Yeah, he's like, "Oh shit." Found that quite funny. Is I was looking through my. You might be able to see it on one of my things. I just found it.
This
funny.
guy, his opinion is Grossovoy shouldn't have existed in the first place. They wanted a tier 10 Russian multi-utilization DD to compete with Gearing and Z-52, but had to be unique at the same time, but was going to position itself as an AA platform. Then changed their minds and nerfed the AA heavily and left everything else mediocre, and ended up being a mediocre boat, and no one has any reason to play. I don't think the Russian DD line split was worth it and did anything useful. I faced that line for the split, I don't think it's more appealing, blah blah blah. Okay. They're completely missing the point, this guy says. In their minds, having radar on a DD is equivalent to Z-52 Hydro, which is pure bullshit, because to Hydro stealthy DDs, you need to expose yourself and push into the cap. And MBDs can mitigate your Hydro by staying outside its range, using area denial weapons, blah blah blah. Meanwhile, I could just park a Grozzo near the cap, not exposing myself, and press a handy button that instantly lights up the DD for my team to shoot. Beep! Beep beep beep. Prepare to get niggered. Beep beep beep.
Why can't they just give it Hydra instead of Radar?
Or don't give it another consumable and give it, instead of giving it a choice between speed boost and defensive AA, give it both. That'd make it a bit faster to like get up to speed, because the reason people don't like it is because it's big and it's fucking slow. Like it's hard to maneuver, so everybody just shoots you because you're the size of a Yamato, you know.
Oh, quite the size of. Close enough.
You know, I think their carrier rework isn't going to be that big of a thing. Again, I don't think they know how to balance them.
I had no idea.
Because they're kind of fucking hard. Is it remove them and make a separate game?
No, it's
Oh.
not carrier rework idea. What you do is you give the carrier planes themselves an RPG element. So,
What?
say if my fighters shoot down planes, they earn their own XP, which levels them up to the maximum that is now. What's the maximum you can get with commander traits and stuff?
What do you mean?
Like the damage they can do.
Okay.
So what you do is you give them their own like RPG element, but if they die or you lose them, then you lose XP and they don't get like that damage bonus. So it stops you from fucking having that attitude of, oh, I've got nothing to lose, I'm just gonna alpha strike.
Yeah, I can see that being an interesting idea, but at the same time I can see it as you have a player that's an exceptional fucking, or even just a good CV player who just happens to just never get any of his planes ripped to shreds. And then he just completely, like the problem with CVs is that if you have a shitty CV in your team and they just have a good one, you lose that game pretty much. There's fuck all you can do. The skill is a problem. I don't know, they need to fix the UI as well.
Like, let's say, what's the max alpha of fucking of a Japanese dive bomber?
What do you mean?
With the hang on, let me see. So like currently, if I'm in my what's it called, my carrier, and I have the Captain Perks, you know, like aircraft servicing expert and shit like that, and expert rear gunner and stuff like that, included with the modules for this. Air group modification and increased fighter HP and ammunition. What you do is, whatever the maximum is right now, where you can put them on, that's like the top level of the RPG game, mini game with the planes. Can't go any higher than that. But say if I lose, let's take the Japanese dive bomber for example. Say if my Japanese dive bombers are full level and they've earned and they have max damage, I'll only hit as well as they would with all the upgrades that I had that are currently in the game now. If I lose one, then I lose like 10% of or one of the upgrades, you know, is worth of efficiency and damage and percentage, you know, with the RNG aspect of it, of hitting and causing fires. So the really shitty level, I have less of a chance to cause fire and damage, but I'm still competitive in a way, because when you get a vanilla CV, you're still able to do shit, you know. But I think it'll stop it'll stop people YOLOing. Last night, you see it on stream. I can't remember what it was. I think it was an American what was that? What the fuck was it? So we're gonna take. I want to say it was a Lexington. It just went straight after a Bismarck. The Bismarck had full health, and he lost. I want to say half his planes doing that one strike, but he did the AP bomb thing on him, so he took 3/4 of the Bismarck's health. If he would do that with this like little system, like, he'd always have the vanilla damage type chance, and not, you know what I'm saying?
And there's another chart on Reddit which is showing that Warships is suffering a bit of the Elite Dangerous syndrome at the minute.
What shows?
And that the player retention is pretty terrible. Set of players retained by joining months or whatever.
Oh dear.
20-day retention getting pretty bad might explain recent wargaming activism. Which makes sense. I mean, they're constantly pushing events and stuff to give you stuff.
Well, I must admit, I did burn myself out the last couple of months, but I was.
I don't think that.
I was waiting for what you call it? You know, the what's the cruiser line thing? I didn't want to play, and then the cruise line came out, and I'm like, you know, I don't really want to play now, sort of thing. Which is fair enough. I mean, you have to have a break every now and again from your favourite game, otherwise it gets a little bit boring.
Well, I know that, but like if you look at the statistics, like they're constantly losing people, which I can see because
yeah, I can understand.
when you play a game like this or World of Tanks, people join, they realize how horrible it is. Like once they get out of the honeymoon period of playing the lower tiers, they realize that it's going to take forever to get to the next ship. I'm like, oh man, I don't have that amount of time. Fuck this.
Well, even then, right? The process for playing the game, I'm really enjoying Tier 8 at the moment. I've been playing a lot of Bismarck and Dirkets. I've also been enjoying a lot of Cleveland. I don't know how to explain it before. Like, I remember getting bored of Tier 8 because it was always British and Soviet cruiser dominated, kind of, you know. Oh look, there's the fucking Kutuzov, right? Everyone.
No, you mean British battleship fucking dominant?
Oh yeah. Well,
counts are deployed.
That's a different. Problem as well. But I can always remember. It's always them like British and well, not to a huger extent, but a lesser extent the British cruisers, but more Kutuzov is a problem at Tier 8 sort of thing. You always have some dick Kutuzov that goes off and plays for himself, or that ultra competitive meta Kutuzov that knows what he's doing and just wrecks, and people, because they don't see the shit very often, they don't know what to fucking do. And you get like a scholar or something that thinks he's hot shit and he's only leveled up that tree because he saw a YouTube video of someone saying that ship is overpowered at Tier 8, you know, and he gets fucking detonated at the beginning of the game. But with the Cleveland and that in Tier 8, that's eliminated. Like, people can still do it, but there's a counter towards them, so they have to think, you know, that black guy meme, they have to think about it before they actually do what they used to do. Oh yeah, I'm enjoying it more. I don't know why. Well, I kind of know why, but I'm not 100% sure why.
Huh. Someone's like, because like the reason EU player retention's bad is because the deals are so much worse, and the missions are so much worse. Even though they've kind of unified some of the events. Like,
yeah, that's been a problem for a long time, though.
You'll get like kill 5k, here's examples, kill 5k approvals while at Tier 6 IGNDD with secondaries and survive the match, and you'll get 10 free XP.
I can always remember that always being a problem, you know.
And also the fact that support's horrible. Well, it is wargaming.
Thingy support or in-game support?
Support, like there. Here's the greatest fucking thing from the Reddit today. It's fucking great. It's crucivoid.jpg.
So I think they may may suffer from private testing. I think they made to do some public testing because.
Oh yeah, like public test. You can public test, but public
Yeah,
test
but I
servers
mean,
don't tell you anything.
From the start, though.
General quarters.
So I think there are some people that may be getting in there that have their own agenda, like in the SDC thing, you know, with them bugs.
Hmm.
Maybe asking nerfs for the wrong things because they want that to be less competitive than their ship that they want to use.
Are you talking about the Grosavoy?
No, just private testing in general, like for any game. I think there may be a group of people that may be making.
Oh yeah, but I'm a.
Things
Like I agree
on purpose.
that
You know?
my problem with them is that they try and to get people to. It started happening in tanks more, but they've done it slightly better. But it's more. We want to fucking create a new line of ships, but nobody's gonna play these new line of ships if we don't give it some kind of gimmick. So. It's kind of alright if it's something like German BBs have secondaries that are quite good, but that's an alright gimmick because it doesn't require me pressing U to activate it.
And fair
And then
It's a game
the
mechanic.
gimmicks, it's more a game mechanic, and we don't have any good idea. We're going to add Pan-Asian DDs, but they're all either Russian, German, British, Dutch, or fucking American.
See, I don't
So
know.
put fucking radar on them.
Well, that I kind of do, but I don't mind them putting in Pan-Asian stuff. I don't mind if they're a copy of.
Well, no, but I mean it's because they're a copy that I've always put like radar on it to make it different.
Yeah.
Like British ships is a gimmick of we need to give them really good HE just because fucking we like the community.
I don't know why they just didn't. Why did they just lower the fire chance or just remove the fire chance completely?
One of the things I wanted for British battleships was I thought like Warspite was a funny secondary ship where secondaries were like a meta. It's like, oh, maybe they should make them like highly accurate secondaries. There's less of them, but they can hit. Like that could have been interesting. They don't have as much fire chance, but having an accurate like secondary build could have been funny.
I don't know why
Instead
they
of
just
let's
take
have
away...
ridiculous fire chance on massive guns.
Yeah. Why don't they just take that away completely and have HE do medium type damage to armor, and that's it, and have no fire thing, so you could just
Like
spam thing and do consistent damage.
The 4.57mm
never-
guns
yeah, you can
on the
never do,
Conqueror, you know how much fire
shit.
chance they have?
Too much.
There's a 63% fire chance. And that's 9 guns you're firing, 12 guns. So you're guaranteed
3
fires.
fires at least, yeah.
That ship is so gay.
I swear, by the time I get that right, I'm gonna start a meta of just using AP.
Good luck.
Oh, you know, I've had success before with Isomo and stuff, so. No, I enjoy
You
it.
free XP it.
I did not know. Alan did.
Do you blame him? I
No,
don't.
but the skills that I learned from Isomo translated into Yamato a hell of a lot more than
I was
straight
really,
from what was it, Bagi to Yamato.
you know when you kind of maliciously think about shit. I was thinking. I remember way back when we played tanks. Alan was really hyped in getting the mouse.
Yeah,
I was explaining to him, and I don't know if I was being an asshole, but I was trying to. I don't think I was being an asshole. I was just trying to explain that like this is what you need to do well in that tank. Even it was overpowered as fuck during that. Like it still is quite good. It was pretty OP after those buffs it got. I was trying to explain to him, this is what you'll need to do well in the mouse. You need to angle the turret when you're reloading and face it away slightly with the rest of the hull.
Ship is on
and
fire.
bounce. And then it, like the first time he played the mouse, it was I fucking hate this tank. It's so shit. And I sat there and I said nothing. I was kind of hoping that even the Yamato would be the same, but it wasn't. I was even disappointed because the mouse experience was so. He likes the mouse now, but it was just so funny at the start. He didn't really know what he was doing. I tried to explain it. He kind of got a bit cross at it. It was so fucking funny. Oh my god, I'm just gonna kill myself on this team. It's like an Augustus fucking rage. Oh my God fucking kids! Ugh. Fucking ship team. Fucking bots.
We've sunk an enemy destroyer.
No, he's radar me. Fuck.
Tariffs targeting steel. According to sources, Trudeau pressed Trump on hike to justify the tariffs as national security. In response, Trump quickly proved that you guys burned down the White House.
Wait, what?
He's referring to 1812. The problem with Trump's comment to Trudeau is that British troops burned down the White House during 1812. Historians note that the British attack on Washington was a retaliation for the American attack on York, Ontario, a territory that eventually became Canada, which was then a British colony. When asked if the comment was received as a joke, one source of the call said, to the degree one could take what it said as a joke, the impact on Canada and ultimately on workers in the US will be a laughing matter. Blah, blah, blah. I think it's fun. Did you guys burn down the White House? And it's like, well, actually, no. Actually, you started the fucking war, you pieces of shit. We want to annex Canada. Oh, we lost the Canadian militia. Oh well. Yankee Doodle, sing this song.
All I really want to do is get my Indianapolis challenge done and get back to Fallout. It's really easy today, it's just kill 6 people.
Origins of this song is a pre-Revolutionary War song, sung by British military officers to mock disheveled or disorganized colonial Yankees with whom they served in the French Indian War. British troops sang it to make fun of their stereotype that the American soldier was a Yankee simpleton who thought that he was a stylish and simply stuck a feather in his cap.
A feather in his cap. That means he's gay.
Oh. Oh. You're a fucking Gaylord. I hope that's what they said. And then that guy went and founded Gaylord, Michigan. So, someone on the Kaiserreich Reddit said, I ran the 2016 election on President Infinity, except I put in Huey Long, which is a game where you can run like different presidential elections. And Huey Long did quite well, even though he lost his home state of Louisiana, which I really took the piss out of. And he won the election. But then someone's like, I know piracy is worse than arson, but I can't find a torrent for this anywhere, and I need it. I said, none not if you pirate something and buy it if you like it. Someone's like, the act of pirating is still illegal even if you buy it after. And I'm like, you must be fucking parties. Jesus Christ, fuck off. You fucking policeman.
Concentrate fire on the enemy warship. All stations, reporting the position of a strategic target.
Anti-aircraft gun crews are on.
So somebody logged his games in the ISM with tanks, even with a low sample size.
Hull breach. We're taking off. Problem solved, sir.
Game 1, 987 is a normal time, but
Anti-aircraft gun crews are on normal alert.
I was talking to the old dear about those fruit pickers today,
Concentrate fire on the target.
or the other day. It's, you know the fruit pickers that come from Romania and stuff, pick strawberries, and we talk about how people are like, oh, Brexit and all, they're like, oh, not Brexit, we're that country now. People are like, yeah, isn't it fucking terrible that these farmers don't want to do the jobs we don't want to do? And I was talking to the old dear about it, saying, you know, it's fine if you want to come here to work, but these people come here and they get paid fuck all compared to like what the farmer could be paying a British person. Because the farmer doesn't want to pay like the average rate, they're only paying cash in hand for less. So that's why nobody fucking does this job. Yeah, I'm not going to pick tomatoes or straw. I would fucking happily pick strawberries if I got a pension and I got a minimum wage for it. I mean, you don't get any kind of workers' compensation, so you don't get anything if you get a stable job. So why the fuck would I do it? I'm not going to work pittance, fuck all. I am not working for no minimum wage. Like strawberries. If you pay me the minimum wage enough for that kind of like menial work. Somebody said that out of this thread, I think.
Enemy battleship detected.
Let's take the risk, paid off, and we're winning because of it.
That's good. People also pointed out that when automation comes, we're in fucking trouble when it comes to this shit. So I can kind of see why the idea of like basic income thing would be kind of a good idea when that time comes, because when we get to the point where we're starting to mass automate loads and loads of fucking industrial heavy, easy jobs. Well, yeah, but we're gonna have more people out of work than you are going to get into jobs. So we have some people
Fire on the enemy warship.
Well, let's think about it, right?
Affirmative.
Look,
Concentrate fire on that enemy
if you
warship.
have a field and you employ, for argument's sake, 500 people to pick the field, we'll then replace them 500 people with 500 robots.
a guy that fixes the robot.
Well, let's say you have 500 robots. I mean, how many robots can the guy fix in a day?
Well, assuming that the robots are well built, I mean, I doubt that they would all keep breaking. Like, if they're like car factory robots, then they're not going to require that much maintenance. that makes sense. They're not going to break down like in RimWorld. That could be 5 minutes.
Let's say that the farmer buys the off-brand robots.
Well, okay, then he's going to need to fix them. But my point is, like, there's more. Yeah, but there's more uneducated people than you need. Like a guy that has experience in building robots for that. And unless you're going to pay to train those people that just pick fruit to do that, then you're going to have a fuckload of people out of work. You know, is what I'm saying. Like, it's going to happen. It's like when the Industrial Revolution started. Loads of fucking people were out of a job. Like, it's going to happen eventually. We're going to lose, like, the coal industry. Like, Trump's like trying to keep the coal industry open for those jobs, but what? It's going to be shitty. But what? Eventually, those jobs are going to be non-existent because we're going to start using other power and stuff. I'm thinking of that. I think I should just get the bus for one Reddit user. That's how I should contribute to society.
I don't know why you're listening to Reddit users. Plus, you need people to help build these robots in the.
I know, but I'm just more thinking like eventually you're gonna have a problem, you know. Like you can mitigate it by, you know, putting them in the other areas, but we're still gonna have a bit of an issue with unemployment.
I mean, you're gonna have an issue when people say, "Hey, look, why don't we get the robots to build the robots?" It's like,
no, that's not such a good idea.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Don't worry, the US military have a project where they'll have a computer that calculates the incoming ICBMs stuff.
And you know what? I'll be fine.
And
you know why I'll be fine?
Why?
Because I'll be
It'll be in my desert.
Brain in a robot.
Uh-huh.
And people, I know what it'd be like to feel like a black man in 1860s South Carolina. Because I'll be prejudiced against because I'm a robot. Fucking robot lover.
Fucking robots.
Fucking Sith lover. How could you desecrate yourself like that, piece of shit? But I don't think there'd be any physical violence.
Ooh.
It'd be kind of stupid if they come up to me and face with that hit me with it. It's
Action
like,
stations.
oh, the metal you just hit me with your wooden bat is kind of buffed up a little bit, and then I just put the heart out.
Yeah, terminated, fucker.
Hey buddy, you got a dead cat there?
Fuck you, asshole.
You know, I'd like to see on some battleship, American battleships specifically.
Oh.
Defensive AA.
Oh, interesting.
But it's a historical.
Slap it, give I got it.
Well, no, there's
Slap it.
historical.
Slap that button.
It's historical context for it as well. Like the what do you call it? Kamikaze pilots. Like, that's another thing. Why can't I kamikaze? Like that's the gimmick they should give to the Japanese cruisers, is allow me to kamikaze my fighters into battleships or any ship, you know. That would be an interesting mechanic then, and what you should put restrictions on it, so the max fires that it can cause from all fighters in the squadron is 1, and it should do no, like, the physical damage, the base damage should be no more than like 1,000 or maybe 1,500. Why can they not come up with creative ideas like that?
Because money? I don't know.
I mean, with that sort of like RPG element that I mentioned earlier, it'd be interesting to see. Do you waste your fighters or flying back? Hey, this guy's got less than 1,000 health. I go kamikaze my pilots into him and get the kill, but I want to keep the bonuses that my squad has, you know? Definitely give you a little bit more depth.
But it's the ocean. Oh.
Well, it depends on part of the ocean.
The Dead Sea.
nothing's gonna sink in.
Where all the fucking salt is. I have a theory why the Dead Sea's so salty. It's nothing to do with the river that leads into it.
Go.
It's all the salt the Jews produced after being persecuted for thousands of years. They're just really triggered about it.
Enemy cruiser sighted. Enemy battleship detected.
Concentrate fire on the target.
Enemy cruiser detected.
Fighter airborne.
Look for. Look for.
Concentrate fire on the enemy warship. Roger. Acknowledged.
Torpedoes to port.
Enemy battleship sighted.
Confirmed penetration.
Returning to ship.
Confirmed penetration.
Oh.
Ooh. Cloudbreaker coming down.
Yeah, he messaged me on Steam like 2S, and I'm like, it's the morning, and I'm gonna be here for 5 minutes. What'd he say?
I don't know, it's a conversation.
No. Was he talking about Elite? And how
A little bit.
it's and how it's like a new game to him.
Well, no, he just said that
That's what he said to me.
Enemy cruiser sighted.
It's quite funny. It's like a new game. It's a new game. Doing all the stuff I could never do before. It's like, okay. Good story, bro. Yeah, I'm finally doing all the shit in Lead I never did. It's like a whole new game for me. I'm actually having fun again. Just like we have to the fall to
That time will come when disappear.
So I mean, wait for the fog to lift. So I explained it on Reddit to people the other day. It's like there's a fog in Elite, and once that fog starts to lift, you start to realize that things aren't as good as they seem. Like, it was on that thing, because that whole careers chart thing is just so dishonest.
Bullshit, yeah. It's done solely to propaganda the game, because they know they're doing shit.
You do journalism.
They could be a
Well, I've done the
journalist in
form to
games.
do that.
Where do I get the skill for that? In game? Oh, no, you have to make a website yourself and talk to people or Reddit. That's not part of the game.
Yep.
I think there's more depth to fucking Otis life than there is.
Certainly as much grind.
even the fucking grind in there, it doesn't matter anyway. You are allocated money per time limit, you know?
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, it's gonna take. You get fucked up, you're in trouble.
Plus, there's actual consequences of being evil in that. I go to jail because the police come after me.
The asshole police cop.
Police.
Yeah.
No, that's how I found they're actually alright.
I just want to kill him. Pig, 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 pig. Pig, 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 pig. I saw some police today, and I was like, I bet you they'll turn left. The good are like, oh, and they turn left. It's like fucking typical. Fucking typical. The only place I'll ever see police other than like on a road somewhere is going en route to get food. It's always quite funny.
Enemy battleship detected. Enemy cruiser detected.
Main turret critically damaged.
Enemy destroyer detected. Enemy battleship detected.
The ship is on fire. Fighter returning to ship.
The age of Stevie Nicks. She's fucking 70? God.
Oh god.
She could still sing. For a 70-year-old, it's quite funny.
All I have to do is kill 2 people.
It's all like cocaine, I bet. Yeah. I think at old age, Stevie Nicks looks a lot like Carrie Fisher. Does that make sense? Like their faces kind of went square. Does that make sense? And Carrie Fisher went from this youthful person to just having this weird old wrinkled square face. Oh, I feel fucking bad for her. All that coke caught up with her in the end. It's so funny in the holiday special you can see her coke finger. And Empire as well.
Jedi, it's in Jedi you see it.
You see it in this holiday special too.
It might actually be Empire.
I think it is. But you can see it in the holiday special. Gets the star in it, you have to fucking take a load of coke.
How many hours is the holiday special?
It's like an hour and a half. Don't ever watch it. Never.
Action stations.
You know, I think the Belfast Warships is underpowered.
Well, at the moment.
Yeah, I think they should give it its historical torpedo armament as well as superheat.
I agree.
And a 40-minute smoke.
I think they should be able to give me control of the secondaries.
Oh my god.
When does War Thunder ships come out?
I don't know. Still testing it, unless you want to buy a Kennedy's PT boat for £45 or whatever and beta test it.
I don't want to do that. Because you can shoot the anti-aircraft at, you know how the machine gun is in tanks?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, that's cool as fuck. But I want to do that. But you can also do that and shooting at other ships, you know?
I'll become more interested when they start toying with the idea of a battleship. With heavy cruisers.
They put cruisers in, so I thought they were...
They have light cruisers.
Yeah, they got the, what is it? The British one, what's it called?
Yeah, I forgot the name, but yeah.
The Dank or whatever the fuck it is that they got. If they do fucking battleships and stuff, I'm in, you know, I'm in.
Push the whopper button.
I also want to see them do aircraft carriers. And then your full complement is no, what is it? What are computers called? NPC.
Yeah.
But you also have players taken off from your CV as well. Give it a bit of combined arms, you know. That would be cool as shit, and you know it. It's your fucking jets taken off. Oh my god. You could have got you could have Missouri with tomahawks and fucking Flanags and the air to shoot down the jets. Finally, sucker. Finally. So you're gonna have your moto in as well. Japan.
Alle Stationen, Feuer auf das Ziel konzentrieren.
Don't think you want to send them bombers against me, geezer.
Geezer.
No, shut down all his planes. And then he sent in a second one.
I saw a weird protest today. Don't know what they were protesting. Yeah, there was nothing outside BNP's, Jeffrey Donaldson's office in Lisbon or whatever. I have no fucking idea what they were doing.
It's violence, it's not...
Probably. They had a weird flag. It was weird. I'm going to look up on Facebook, maybe there's...
It's violence. Not... What is that? Butcheries? What is that, John?
It's not food, it's violence.
That's it, yeah.
Nigga.
Problem solved, sir.
That's it? Oh, it fucking is. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck, I should have been. If these are the same fucking group.
What are they?
NI Socialist Feminist Movement. They get my fucking helicopter. Jim Wells decided to have a one-person counter-protest against Handmaid's protest at DUP Lisburn. Handmaid's protest.
Enemy battleship sighted.
What are these people? What are you fucking wearing? Okay, I'm on board with abortion to a point. Does that make sense? I'm completely fine with abortion, but there has to be a limit.
Are you okay with abortion? Just like if it's a boy, they can treat order.
That's not what I mean. I'm okay with abortion, but I'm not okay with abortion when it's about to be born. There needs to be a limit when I can abort. So if I'm a woman, I shouldn't be allowed to abort unless it's like a severe fucking, like there is at the minute, like a complete severe problem. Like the mother is going to die if this baby is born. Then it's like, okay, you know, fine. There's a fucking, you're training one for one, and that's not, you know, you're going to kill somebody, die. Yeah, because the baby's going to die too. It's like, okay, this is unacceptable. No, I want to have abortion on demand whenever. And I probably know it doesn't happen as much, but I don't like the idea of people just being like, yeah, I'm going to have an abortion. Yeah, I'm just going to have it like before the baby's born. It's like, no. You know? No, that's not how it works. There has to be a limit on everything. Same way, you know, there has to be a limit on everything. But everything's alright in moderation. Even gassing the Yep. We're wearing funny outfits. How do I like this?
On the Facebooks. Hey, these bombs are coming back.
Problem solved, sir.
Enemy battleship sighted.
Concentrate fire on the designated target.
The woman, a lot of these women, I would fucking put my cock anywhere near, so you don't have to worry about abortions.
Oh, do you remember that Corinne woman?
Who?
The one that with the eyes beside and shit?
Oh.
You know her contraceptives is vaginal silver?
Oh, okay. I walked past these people, like they were standing there, and I walked past them, and today there's these people with weird flags, they're different, I just kind of looked at them, and like, I just went, what is this hippie shit? Because I walked past.
But he spits
Enemy
up.
cruiser sight.
What the fuck he spits up
Is in
to?
sight.
This is why I don't like these movements, because they call Jim Wells, who disagrees with abortion, an anti-rights bigot. It's like, that's not very fair. Like, he's not a bigot, he just has a different fucking opinion, and it might be a shitty opinion to you, but it's still a valid opinion.
Devin Shashi, what the fuck is going on? You remember you talking about how to play a bass? All these people are kind of, I've never seen it, it's so bad.
So, they said the Supreme Court tomorrow in London makes a decision on whether abortion should be, like,
London,
a thing here. No, in London. Part of me's like, well, this is kind of a good thing. Part of me's like, you know, I don't like this idea where, you know, the government just steps in and decides that this has to happen, because that's kind of a dangerous precedent.
To get Stormont up and running again, then when that's up and running is when you do it.
Well, the Supreme Court's going to decide for what's going to happen, and I just don't like this idea of the Supreme Court. Okay, this is going to happen in Scotland, this is going to happen, this is going to happen in England, this is going to happen in Wales. Whatever,
Like the point
I
of
don't
the
know.
evolved government.
With the devolved government, the point of it is that everybody within, well, I don't know how that doesn't work in England, and you know, all the other countries, we decide these things, that's fine, that's a good thing. I'll be interested to see how a federal UK would work, that'd be fucking interesting. Yeah, you were for it.
No, I'm for federalised Scotland.
What does that mean?
Sir. Attention. Reporting the target's position.
Enemy cruiser destroyed.
Hey, guess what? Guess what? They got my. They did my 2 kills.
Oh.
Good old Missouri. Shut down 13.
You know, Dishonored 2 uses Gold Dust. Did I say that? I think I said that.
Gold Dust.
Gold Dust Woman by Fleetwood Mac.
Why?
I don't know. They have a really shitty cover in it in their game. I just thought that's kind of becoming the thing now. He's taking songs from the 70s and 80s and using them in other things, and then you have droves of fucking people like, oh my god, I just love this band now. After hearing this.
Is that what's happening, is it?
Yeah. Ooh. Okay. Good.
And the most experienced in your team, too tired. Oh, it's going to be kind of hard though. Here's some of these challenges. Destroy 1 enemy destroyer, gain a victory and survive in a single battle. Tier 8 to 10 American ships. Destroy 2 enemy destroyers, gain a victory and survive a single battle. Must be completed with carriers or cruisers from tier 8 to 10. Cause 150,000 HP of damage to enemy ships in a single battle and win the battle. 8 to 10.
I just
Let's do this one again.